Hello everybody, I'm the UK Diabetic Guy, and I thought I would share my medication routine because I thought it might be of particular interest to newly diagnosed type 2 diabetics. I want to say right from the start, might look daunting, might look confusing, but it's really not. My diabetic team were fantastic in explaining what I was taking, why and how often, and I'm sure yours will too. Let me give you a little bit of a breakdown then. So in the morning, the first thing I do is I get my blood sugar monitor. You get a load of these strips. You simply pop it in and it activates the machine. And then you have one of these. It's your pricker. The number at the bottom denotes how far the needle goes into your skin, depending on, I guess, how old you are, how rough your hands are. There you go. That's what we do. We get a little bit of blood. Hope you're not squeamish. And then we pop it on the machine. So I do this first thing in the morning because it can affect how much insulin I administer. 7.3, that's fine. I've just had some cereal and a coffee with a sugar, so I'm not alarmed about that. And then what I do is I get my Abasaglar pen and I put a little needle on the end. And for those of you that think, oh my God, how am I going to do this? It's fine, honestly. It's tiny. I'll show you how small it is. You see that? It's absolutely tiny. I think it's 5 mil. So if my readings are correct, I just turn this dial here to the number I need, and that can either go then in my belly, my thigh, or my buttock. Okay, and when we're finished, we pop it back on, we screw it in the opposite direction, and that then goes in the Sharpie box, like so. And that can remain at room temperature until you need it the following day. So then I'll take my Metformin, and Metformin's main job is to lower blood sugar levels. It reduces glucose production in the liver, it improves insulin sensitivity, and it can help your body use insulin more effectively. It's often the first line therapy because it's very effective and generally safe. And it can also help with weight management and may also reduce the risk of heart complications associated with diabetes. So I have that every morning, every evening with food. And the next one here is Fenofibrate. It's used to lower blood lipids, specifically triglycerides, to help prevent pancreatitis. It can also reduce cholesterol buildup in the blood vessels. I also take that in the morning with food. So getting back to the Abasaglar pen, this is long-acting insulin, not only for type 2 diabetes, but type 1 as well. And this will help control blood sugar over 24 hours by slowly releasing insulin into the bloodstream to keep blood sugar levels steady between meals and also overnight. Essentially, it maintains baseline insulin levels in people whose pancreas cannot produce enough insulin on its own. I used to be on glycoside, but that served its purpose, so that's gone now. We don't use that. Everything here is available on repeat prescription. I would highly recommend, if you don't have it already, you download the NHS app. You simply log in and you tick which medication you want. In a few days, you get notification from your chemist that it's ready. I set an alarm every morning so I don't forget to take my Metformin and my Fenofibrate, and the same in the evening so I don't forget my Metformin. So there we go. It looks complicated, but the process is really simple. What I will say, for me, all of my stats have come right down. My blood sugars were at 33s when I was first diagnosed. They're usually around about 5, 6, sometimes 7. My triglycerides were at 77, can you believe? It should be about 1.7 to 2.2. Thankfully, they've come all the way right down now. So I'm a big advocate of the meds. They certainly work for me. Also, a well-balanced diet, exercise, better sleep, reduced stress, reduced alcohol can also help.